Welcome, adventurers. Rick here for Game Trade Media, coming to you from GAMA Trade Show in Reno, Nevada. I've got Justin from Fireside Games here to talk about my first Castle Panic.
Yes, which must be spoken in a British accent. That is an official game rule. Yes. Yes, this is my first Castle Panic, which should surprise only a few people. We have been, had an amazing amount of success with Castle Panic. It's the 10-year anniversary. Nice. And ironically, most people are like, yeah, I love Castle Panic. I can play with my kids, which is what we meant. But we find that we had a lot of people requesting, I can play with like my 6, my 7-year-old, even my teenagers love it. But my little guy who's 3, he can't really play, but he gets all excited. And it's too bad. He'll grow into it, sure. And we actually got more and more requests for, you guys make good games. There are not a lot of great games for little kids. What can you do? Ha-ha! Wonder Twin powers activate. We made. Yep. This has been something in our back pocket for a while now, and I'm super glad at how it came out. It is focused on the preschool audience. That's the big thing here.
Okay.
This isn't meant for normal adult gamers who are looking for hard challenges. This is about getting 4-year-olds into gaming that is much more interesting than a lot of what they're offered right now. So no more Candyland and stuff. Now they can really do some fun things. Nice. The idea was focusing on skills that are appropriate for that age, which really for most things is like matching colors and shapes. That's kind of where they are, which is what we did. We took regular Castle Panic and just streamlined it out, but we wanted to keep the main things that made Castle Panic fun. A little sense of terror, cooperation, and this idea of trying to stop this horde of monsters from defending your castle. So we have the same basic idea. The players are this castle trying to defend it from these monsters. Instead of the 6 different paths and the colors and rings and all that, we have one path, and each space along that path is identified with a specific shape and color. And you're going to fight the monsters by playing cards that match that. So everybody starts the game, the start of the game, I should say. There are 3 goblins that come out, and they're the starting goblins because they have a little gold star on them, so super easy to see. Everybody gets 1 card face up, and then on your turn, it's very, very straightforward. We just kind of mimic the Castle Panic style of play. You're going to go first. You draw a card.
All right.
If you can match the space on the board that a monster's in, you can capture that monster and put him in the dungeon. If not, you can ask for help from a friend. So I have one of the hero cards. Here, we can show the audience what we're talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. This is really cool. Hero card.
Works in any of the blue shapes is the idea. So if you're
really nice.
If you're familiar with Castle Panic, we have heroes and we have any color cards, and it's the same thing with this game. We have, but they deal in different ways now because the shapes are obviously different. But there you go. So I have that one, and I would be happy to help you. But I think you actually have a green circle. So do you want to hit the green circle? Or do you want to ask for help? What do you think?
I'm going to use the green circle.
Go for it.
Put this wee little goblin into the dungeon.
And that's the inside of the box because
nice.
It really is a little dungeon there. So that's where he goes. You have successfully captured a monster. You only ever play 1 card, so it's just 1 and done.
And it goes in the discard?
Yep, you have a discard pile for this, so that card is gone. And then all the monsters move, just like Castle Panic. Everything goes 1 space closer. And now you draw 1 new monster and put it on the start space.
Oh, no.
Yep. And it looks like you pulled just a regular goblin, so we're safe on that. So my turn would be the same thing. I now draw, and I look and go, oh, man, I wish this guy was good, but it's not anymore. But look, I have a green circle. Your red triangle's good, but it's at the back of the line. So I'm going to say, I'm going to go ahead and capture this guy. So same thing. He goes into the dungeon. Monsters move forward, and out comes a new creature. A new creature. Uh-oh, one of our special monsters has shown up. So just like Castle Panic, there are a few special monsters.
Let me show this one off real quick to the camera.
I'll find the other ones, too, because they're awesome.
And this is a normal one here.
That's your basic goblin
and
there.
This is what is this one?
He's technically called a shover. I'll let you guess what he does.
I would think that he can push a goblin forward 1.
You're close, but it's even worse than that. It's every monster moves, including him. But you got the right idea. Everything on the board.
Not good.
No, it's not. Come on, it's a panic game.
Does that happen like immediately when he arrives?
Yep, just like in the base game. When you put him on the table, boom, his action happens. So that guy, he pushes all the monsters 1 space. We have a couple of other ones that are special. If you draw this guy, he's the runner.
The runner.
Show the people what he does.
So he's got 3 of the spaces. Or he can jump over
all the way to the front. Yep. He jumps all the way to the front.
He goes.
Yep. That is exactly how it works. Yep. That can be utterly terrifying, too. And then the last guy may actually be even worse than that. We call him a marcher.
A marcher.
He does 2 things. He's got the arrow, like the shover does, so you know what that does. All the monsters move 1 space forward, and it does include him. But then that little symbol looks like a hand grabbing a token.
Yes.
That means you have to draw another monster. Just a regular goblin. So we may survive. Yes, I'm fine with that, right. Now, this would be a particularly bad draw, but it may happen. So this is where teamwork and all that forecasting stuff comes into play.
So let's say that...
Yeah, let's say that was a terrible, terrible hand.
So I would actually need help.
I think you would, because, yours doesn't work. So I would say, I would love to help you smash this guy here and put him in our dungeon. And then, just like regular Castle Panic, things are going to get too close to the castle for our comfort. If they ever hit the wall, it's a one and done. So unlike Castle Panic with its 6 towers and its 6 walls, this is boom, wall's gone. Guy goes in the dungeon. If a monster ever moves from the green space, he just skips the wall space and smacks right in the castle, and we're dead, and we've lost the game. Yep,
okay.
That's that. Now, we aren't completely defenseless, though. Again, streamlined from the base game. We didn't want to make kids think too much, but there is some flexibility. For example, that is the wall card. The gnomes will come and help you build a wall in one single card. So you don't have brick and mortar anymore. You don't have to balance it out. You're just going to play that, and we get our wall back, which is what we would want right this second because, oh my gosh, he's right in front of us.
That is awesome.
The other thing we can do, this is kind of a fun one, is the boot card.
The boot card.
Yep. It lets you give the boot to a monster. So you literally take one monster anywhere on the board and you put him back into the draw pile. Now, he doesn't go in the dungeon. He goes in the draw pile. So you're going to have to face him again. But, that. But that gives kids a little bit more flexibility. And then just because I mentioned it but didn't show it, this is what the any color ones look like. So that guy right there, our little barbarian guy, he hits the squares of any color. So super good to have. Maybe saving your bacon at the right time, kind of thing.
Of course.
There you go.
That's very cool.
Yeah. So this has been something you're really excited to work on. One of the things that was the most fun was testing this. This is probably the most fun playtest I've ever done. We took the prototype to a couple of like daycares and preschools and stuff. And I'm not an evil man, but it's fun to watch kids freak out when they think they're all going to lose. Right about here is where kids start to lose it. They're fine with monsters here, but when the monster rounds the corner, everybody starts paying a lot more attention to what's going on and all that. And also, the really neat thing about this is because it is so streamlined, and there's a repetition to the game of put the monster out, move them, you get this pattern going. The kids learn the iconography really quick, and they will teach the next group how to play. It was really, really fun. The first 4 kids would literally grab their 4 friends, sit them down, and I just sat back and made notes while they taught. And occasionally I'd have to remind them to draw a card because they're so excited they just want to play. It's like, no, get that card. But yeah, been phenomenal. We tested it with 3-year-olds, and they couldn't quite hold the attention span. That's just a little too young for this kind of game. But at 4, and especially a little bit up, this works really good for a lot of these kids, especially if they're not used to this kind of game. If they're coming off of, Candylands and stuff, this is the kind of thing where it's like, oh, I get it. They don't have to read anything. And there's 16 monsters in here, which is just about right for their attention span, we found. So it's working pretty good there.
Perfect. And this is going to be available when?
Back in time. Last week. Came out March 6th.
Back in time.
I know.
We'll reach back.
Yes. Into the deep, dark past of, I think, last week, unless my calendar's wrong in my head.
No, I think that was right. I think our Game Trade Minute was also last week.
Yes, it was the same thing. So, this just came out. We're already getting a bunch of great reviews. One of my favorite things, actually, is 2 of the reviewers, the professional people who have sent me, can we get a review copy? Sure. They've sent me messages going, you may have a good game on your hands here. My kids won't let me put it away. It's on the kitchen table, and they keep wanting to play.
Nice. That is always the best review.
We are very happy with that.
Very cool. And what's the price point on this?
This is $19.95.
Perfect.
Plays about 20 minutes, 4 players, like we said, ages 4 and up.
And so much of replayability because you're not always going to put the same cards at the same time.
Yeah.
And the cards are going to be all mixed up.
Yep, and you're going to have to work together. And it's really interesting, too, because you can see kids at this age, they don't sometimes understand some of the real basics of, like, thinking about someone else's turn, planning ahead, even sharing and taking turns. That you're still teaching that at this level. Okay. So the first few games, they may get wiped out and not understand until they realize, oh, you need a card more than I do, and maybe your color is better than mine. We should share. So it's really neat to watch them turn into gamers. It's very, very fun.
It's like vampires.
Yes, exactly. Once bitten, they're ours forever. So, yeah. No, this has been really, really fun, and we're super excited. Getting a lot of good buzz on it. So
where can anybody go to find out more about Fireside Games?
Well, the dumpster behind Kmart is where we mostly know.
That's the Dumpster Fire Games.
Dumpster Fire. Oh, that's right. I forgot. No, obviously, FiresideGames.com is our website. We have our blog and all that stuff up there. We do a newsletter once a month if you're interested. That's all the latest things we're doing and stuff, so sign up for that if you want. And, of course, we have our Twitter where we do lots of fun announcements and interact with our fans there, and then Facebook, all that kind of thing. We don't have an Instagram, I don't think, so don't look for it. No, we do have Instagram. We don't have Pinterest yet, so don't go looking for us.
Don't look on Pinterest?
Don't even bother.
Someone's probably got some of your stuff up on Pinterest.
I think maybe they do. Yeah, exactly.
As they do. Well, Justin, thank you so much for showing us
Thanks
my
for
first
having me.
Castle Panic. For everybody out there watching, make sure you go to your friendly local game store if they don't have it on the shelf because it's already sold out. Ask them to get it on the shelf so you can get it on your table and play it with your friends and family and your little ones. It's so good.
It is.
I'm Rick here for Game Trade Media, and I hope to see you at the game store.